Do you ever feel like there's a part of you that you hide from even yourself? A voice that whispers, you're not good enough, not smart enough, not worthy. That's the echo of internalized inferiority, a persistent feeling of being an imposter in your own life. And if you feel this way, you are in the vast majority. Recent research is staggering, suggesting that as many as 82% of people feel like an imposter at work. This isn't a personal failing, it's a widespread human experience that cuts across all industries and levels of success. And here's the paradox. This feeling doesn't go away with success. In fact, for many it gets louder. A 2024 Korn Ferry study found that a shocking 71% of US CEOs report experiencing imposter syndrome. Think about that. The people at the very tops of their fields, the ones who have ostensibly made it, are still wrestling with that same internal voice of doubt. So this isn't something you can outperform or outachieve. It's not a finish line you can cross that will suddenly make you feel worthy. It's something you have to turn and face. Stay with me, because today, we begin the journey to silence the voice. And we do it first by unmasking the hidden parts of ourselves, our shadow. I know that sounds daunting, maybe even scary, but I promise you, on the other side of this discomfort is a profound sense of freedom and wholeness. Welcome, or welcome back, to Our Conversations. I'm your host, Alan. This is the platform dedicated to empowering you, the ambitious leader and entrepreneur. Here, we don't just skim the surface of business growth and personal development. We deep dive into clarifying your message, taking strategic action, and driving transformational results. Think of us as your guide on this journey to cultivate holistic well-being while driving positive community impact. Whether you're a long-time listener or joining us for the first time, we genuinely appreciate you dedicating your time to growth and exploration alongside us. As we journey through this new season, our commitment remains steadfast to deliver relevant, impactful content that resonates with you. Your feedback is invaluable. It's what guides our evolution. So please, comment, DM us, let us know what you think or what we can improve. Today, we are embarking on the first episode of a special trilogy we are calling Unmask and Rise. And we're starting at the very foundation of personal power, the inner work. The problem we're tackling, this internalized inferiority, doesn't just appear out of nowhere. It's shaped by both external and internal forces. Externally, we're bombarded from a young age with messages about who we should be. Family, school, society, they all hand us a rule book. Certain emotions or personality traits get labeled bad or lesser. Maybe you were told you were too loud, so you learned to hide your passion, or too sensitive, so you buried your empathy. We learn to perform, to wear a mask that's acceptable to the world. Internally, this creates a painful split. It creates a constant low-grade hum of anxiety. It's the chronic feeling of inadequacy, the intellectual self-doubt that has you second-guessing every decision. It's the weight of imposter syndrome, that persistent, irrational fear of being found out or exposed as a fraud. And this isn't just a feeling. It has real consequences. It's why we procrastinate on big projects, why we're less likely to speak up in meetings or share our best ideas. It fuels stress, leads to burnout, and prevents us from taking the risks that are required for our growth. It becomes a vicious cycle. The world tells us to hide parts of ourselves, and when we do, we feel like a fraud. Because we feel like a fraud, we hesitate to show up fully and authentically in the world, which only reinforces the feeling that we're not good enough. To break this cycle, we can't wait for the world to change. We have to start from the inside out. But here's the good news. There is a path through this, of unmasking and rebuilding. Our path today includes 3 key explanations, 3 key explorations to give you a roadmap from self-doubt to self-mastery. First, we'll demystify the shadow self. We'll explore what it is, why it forms, and why acknowledging it isn't just necessary. It's the first step to reclaiming your authentic power. Second, we'll equip you with a practical toolkit to befriend your shadow. We'll draw actionable techniques from proven psychological frameworks like journaling, internal family systems, and acceptance and commitment therapy to help you safely engage with these hidden parts of yourself. And third, we'll show you how to build unshakable resilience. We'll move from uncovering the past to building the strength for your future, giving you concrete strategies to navigate life's challenges, not with fear, but with a new centered strength. This is your roadmap for today's journey. It's how we begin to move from feeling fragmented and fraudulent to feeling whole and powerful. What is your shadow self? So let's start with this powerful and often misunderstood concept, the shadow. The term was coined by the pioneering Swiss psychiatrist Carl Jung. He described the shadow as the part of our personalities that we try to hide and deny, the aspects that we deem unacceptable or inferior. It's everything we pushed into the darkness of our unconscious because it doesn't fit the idealized image we have of ourselves. As Jung himself said, everyone carries a shadow, and the less it is embodied in the individual's conscious life, the blacker and denser it is. When we ignore it, it doesn't go away. It gains power. It forms, as he put it, an unconscious snag, thwarting our most well-meant intentions. That's self-sabotage. That's the inexplicable pattern of behavior that holds you back, right when you're on the verge of a breakthrough. But here's what most people miss about the shadow. It's not all negative. Jung also spoke about the golden shadow. This is where we hide our unowned strengths, our untapped potential. Maybe you were taught that being ambitious was selfish, so you repressed your drive. Maybe you were told that your creativity was just a silly hobby, so you buried your artistic gifts, your passion, your power, your brilliance. These can all be part of your shadow, waiting to be reclaimed. So how do you even begin to see something that is by definition hidden? A simple way to start is what is called the mirror technique. Pay attention to the things that really irritate you in other people. That intense emotional reaction is often a clue. As Jung wisely noted, everything that irritates us about others can lead us to an understanding about ourselves. That person you find arrogant, maybe they're reflecting a healthy self-confidence that you were taught to suppress. That person that you judge as weak, perhaps they're showing a vulnerability that you don't allow yourself to feel. The world becomes a mirror for the parts of you that you've disowned. And this brings us to the most important point. The goal here is not to fight or destroy your shadow. In fact, Jung believed the shadow only becomes hostile when it is ignored or misunderstood. The goal is integration. It's about turning on the lights and seeing what's really there with curiosity and compassion. It's about becoming whole. In Jung's words, to confront a person with his shadow is to show him his own light. This work isn't about getting rid of the darkness. It's about using it to find more of your light. Befriending your shadow. Practical tools. Okay, so we understand what the shadow is, but how do we actually do the work of bringing it into the light safely and productively? This isn't about diving into the deep end without a life raft. It's about using proven tools to gently and compassionately start a dialogue with these hidden parts of yourself. I want to give you 3 practical tools you can start using today. Tool number 1 is shadow journaling. This is the cornerstone practice. A journal is a safe, private space where you can give a voice to all your thoughts and feelings without censorship or judgment. It's where the shadow can speak and be heard. For this to be effective, you can use specific prompts to guide your exploration. Here are a few to get you started. When do I feel most triggered? And what old story might this trigger be connected to? Another one. What is a trait I deeply admire in others that I feel I lack? And a really powerful one. What do I need to forgive myself for? Just 10 minutes with any one of these prompts can reveal incredible insights. Tool number 2 is what I call IFS Light, based on a powerful framework called the internal family systems. IFS therapy views the mind not as a single entity, but as an internal family of different parts. You have protector parts that jump in with anger, anxiety, or perfectionism, and they're usually trying to shield younger, wounded parts called exiles, which often hold our feelings of shame or unworthiness. Here's a simple exercise. The next time you feel a strong, reactive emotion, a surge of defensiveness, a wave of anxiety, I want you to pause. Instead of getting swept away by it, get curious. Silently ask that part of you, what are you trying to protect me from? You're not arguing with it. You're not judging it. You're simply trying to understand its positive intention. You might be surprised by the answers that arise. Our third tool comes from acceptance and commitment therapy, or ACT. This is about changing your relationship with your thoughts. The core idea is called cognitive diffusion, which is just a technical term for creating space between you and your thoughts. You are not your thoughts. You are the one who notices your thoughts. As the renowned mindfulness teacher Tara Brach says, rather than living inside your thoughts, you are aware that they are happening. You don't mistake them for reality. Here's the exercise. The next time a familiar self-critical thought pops up like, I'm such an idiot, or I'm not good enough, I want you to try this. First, just notice it. Say to yourself, there's the not good enough story again. Then, and this is key, thank your mind for the thought. It sounds strange, but your brain is trying to protect you, even if its method is unhelpful. So you say, thanks mind for trying to keep me safe. And then you gently redirect your focus back to what you're doing in the present moment. You see what happens? The thought is still there, but you've unhooked from its power. It's like a leaf floating downstream. You can watch it go by without having to jump in the water with it. Now, the foundation for all these tools is self-compassion. This work is impossible if you do it with a critical, judgmental attitude. You cannot shame yourself into healing. As researcher Dr. Brené Brown reminds us, talk to yourself like you would someone you love. And Tara Brach adds a crucial point: feeling compassion for ourselves in no way releases us in responsibility from our actions. Rather, it releases us from the self-hatred that prevents us from responding to our life with clarity and balance. This is the energy we must bring to this kind of work: kindness, curiosity, and courage. Building your resilience toolkit. Once we start unmasking the shadow, we need to build the strength to live this new, more integrated life. That strength is resilience. Resilience isn't about being tough or never feeling pain. It's the psychological flexibility to navigate adversity, learn from it, and continue moving towards what matters to you. And who better to learn resilience from than the psychiatrist and Holocaust survivor, Viktor Frankl? His work is a testament to the human spirit's capacity to endure and find meaning in the most unimaginable circumstances. When we are no longer able to change a situation, we are challenged to change ourselves. This is the very heart of resilience. It's the bridge from understanding the inner work of our shadow to building an unshakable core. So let's add 2 more tools to your practical toolkit, this time focused on building that resilient mindset. First, a technique from cognitive behavioral therapy called thought reframing. This is the step after you've noticed a negative thought with ACT. Reframing is about challenging that thought and finding a more balanced and helpful perspective. Here's how it works. Let's say the negative thought is, I failed at this presentation, so I'm a total failure. First, catch it. Then, challenge it. Ask yourself, is this 100% true? Is there any evidence to the contrary? What's a more balanced, compassionate, and useful way to see this? A reframe might sound like, the presentation didn't go as I hoped, and that's disappointing. This is a painful but valuable opportunity to learn what I can do differently next time. This one event doesn't define my entire worth or capability. Our second resilience tool is behavioral activation. Resilience isn't just built in your mind. It's built through your actions. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can do, especially when you feel low or unmotivated, is take one small value-aligned action. Go for that 5-minute walk. Write that paragraph. Send that one email you've been avoiding. This action breaks the cycle of inertia and sends a powerful message back to your brain. I am in control, not my moods. But the ultimate tool for resilience, the thing that holds all these techniques together, is meaning. This is Viktor Frankl's most profound insight. The techniques are the how, but the meaning is the why. As he famously wrote in Man's Search for Meaning, those who have a why to live can bear with almost any how. The inner work we've discussed, uncovering your shadow, clarifying your values, isn't just navel-gazing. It's about discovering your why. That purpose becomes your anchor. It's what allows you to bear the discomfort of growth and navigate any storms life throws your way. Your journey of unmasking begins now. And to make it real, I want you to move from listening to doing. This week, I invite you to choose just one of these practices to integrate into your life. Making it small makes it achievable. Here are your options. Dedicate 10 minutes, just once, this week to shadow journaling. You can find the prompts we've discussed and several more on our Medium blog at Hours Lifestyle. The link is in the show notes. 2. Try the parts check-in exercise. The next time you feel a strong, difficult emotion, just pause and ask that part of you with genuine curiosity. What are you trying to protect me from? Or 3. Practice reframing one negative thought a day. Catch it, challenge its validity, and find a more balanced and compassionate perspective. Choose your one practice, and to solidify your commitment, visit the blog for the detailed guides, and then share your commitment or a small insight on Instagram using the hashtag #UnmaskAndRise. Let's do this work together. Imagine for a moment what this feels like. Imagine feeling whole, where the parts that you once feared or denied are now integrated sources of wisdom, creativity, and strength. Picture yourself facing a new challenge at work or in your life, but instead of that familiar, cold dread of being found out, you feel a calm, centered confidence. Not because you're suddenly perfect, but because you've accepted your imperfections. You know you have the tools to navigate whatever comes your way. This is the shift from hustling your worthiness to standing firmly in it. It's the first step to what Dr. Brené Brown calls true belonging, which she says doesn't require you to change who you are. It requires you to be who you are. This is you, reclaiming your authentic power. This is the foundation upon which everything else is built. Thank you for taking this first courageous step with me today. This inner work isn't easy, but it's the most rewarding work you'll ever do. Our conversations truly thrives because of you. Your engagement, your shares, your willingness to explore these ideas right alongside us. You are the heart of this community, one dedicated to holistic growth and making a positive impact. And remember, while content may be king, your feedback is definitely queen here. We value it immensely as we continue to grow and evolve. Now that we've journeyed inward to unmask our shadows and begin building personal resilience, we've laid a crucial foundation. But this journey doesn't end in isolation. What happens when we bring this newfound inner strength and awareness out into the new world around us? Next time, on our conversations, we explore building bridges. We'll uncover how community connection and tangible economic empowerment can become powerful allies in dismantling internalized inferiority, helping us not only to stand strong within ourselves, but to thrive collectively. You don't want to miss it. Until next time, this is Alan Andre signing off. Brooklyn.
The operator